Hey guys, JamiyJamie. Today on Roblox we're playing some more Project Pokemon, and as you can see on screen now, today we're doing episode 33 of the Nuzlocke challenge. Last episode we managed to finish IV training Togekiss, so this episode we're going to start on our next Pokemon, which is going to be Gible. So the only problem with Gible right now is that it's not... I need to evolve it. I want to try and evolve it before I start EV training it, so let's go see if it's got any EVs right now. I mean, I don't think it really matters if it has any EVs, but I want to make sure, just because if it's got a few I might as well level it up. Well, it hasn't, but I'll go level up first. I think I'm just going to train here. I'm trying to think, because it's yeah, I think I'm just going to EV train it, and then after it's done EV train I'll go train it up, because then it'll be a lot better with the EV. So to have a look at its stats, you can see, look at that attack stats. Wow, that's almost double the rest of his normal stats. Like, wow. So yeah, I'm going to EV train in attack this episode, so let's go to the top of the mountain, I guess. The only problem with it being a Gible still is sometimes it might not be able to one-shot the level 10 Pokemon, which is really bad. So a few of them might be Machoke or just the secondary evolutions, but the first evolution they shouldn't have any problems, seeing as it's a dragon type, and most of these Pokemon that we're going to get a lot of XP from are going to be dragons, so we should be able to level it up at least once this episode, hopefully. So yeah, I'm going to do the usual cut, which will be 25 minutes, and then I'll come back for the last couple. And we've got Earthquake now, so that's going to be great. So I didn't really want to use a Garchomp or a Dragon type in the Elite Four, but however, it's going to help me a lot with Earthquake, Dragon Claw, and the Stone Edge, just so it can take down any Flying type Pokemon, I guess. I don't think there are that many Flying type Pokemon, but just in case, it's worth using it. So yeah. Well, I'm glad that Gible can actually take down Pokemon. Oh wait, it's not level 50, I thought it was level 50 for some reason. It's level 82, so yeah, it's going to take a while to just level up by in this area. So yeah, and it's going to really help if I can get a few Sword Dancers off, because then I'll just be able to sweep all of the Pokemon without having to worry about it. So hopefully we can do that. So I'm trying to think what's probably a good idea. So it is Ground and Dragon, so it's going to be weak to Ice times 4. I want to try and use it in the Dragon member, but that's going to be really bad, seeing how the Dragon member, if it just gets one Dragon move off, it'll probably one-shot Garchomp. I'll have to actually see, once it's a Garchomp I'll have to look at its stats, because I might use it, depending on where it is, because the first Pokemon that they use, I think, is either... No, I think it's a Flygon, which is Dragon and Ground as well. I think it's Ground. I don't think it's Flying, I think it's Ground and Dragon, so yeah, we'll have to give it a try. But actually, we should probably use a Pokemon with an Ice type move for a lot of these, seeing as low Ice will probably be very good. So I think for Togekiss, I'm going to swap out one of its moves and give it an Ice type move. Then again, it is Fairy, so we'll probably use Fairy and try and get another Pokemon with Ice Beam to try and balance. Then again, I'm using Dewgong. I'll just use Dewgong for the Ice type move since it's already got some. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It's got a Water move, an Ice move. Oh, it's got Scald, Ice Beam. So Ice Beam is 90 damage, 100% accuracy. Scald is the same, I think, or it might be 80 since it's got a chance to burn. Then it has two priority moves, which is Aqua Jet and Ice Shard, which I'm not going to be training in attack, so that's the only problem. But just in case I need a little bit more damage and Dewgong's going to get outsped anyway, I might as well use the priority moves, as it'll help a lot. So yeah, I actually thought Gible was going to be pretty weak in this, but because it's level 80, I don't think any Pokemon is going to be living for it in this area, at level 10 at least. So hopefully we can do this pretty well. Okay, Swinub, we can KO that pretty easily. So right now we've only got 15, like 25 moves, no 35 moves-ish. I'll check her next time we get in a battle. because I think Earthquake's 10 PP, Dragonclaw is 15. I think the Rock type one is also 10. Oh, it's 5, so that means we've got 30 moves. That's gonna be a bit bad. So, but is it Stone Edge we have, or is it it is Stone Edge. That's good, but I don't know if I want to use a low accuracy move in the Elite Four just in case Gible gets one shots if it misses, which will suck so much. So I don't know. It's gonna be really bad. So I'm just gonna have to hope that it doesn't have to use that rock type move, I guess, as much. I'm trying to think what other moves it can learn. I mean, it is ground, so Earthquake is going to be really good on it, but the rest of them aren't going to be, aside from Dragonclaw, is going to be good. So we need to just replace the Rock Edge with something, but then again, I haven't got any Rock type on any of my other Pokemon except from Swampert, so yeah, I think I'd want to keep that Rock type move. Well, then again, we're covering Earthquake, we're covering the ground and Rock type move again, which we've already gotten some Pokemon. We need to balance it out and get a better variety of moves. So yeah, we're gonna have to try and find a better move rather than Stone Edge. We could just go to the TM shop and have a look, see what they sell and what I can teach my Pokemon. So hopefully we can do that. I mean, Gengar's got a grass type, poison, psychic, and shadow ball, which is ghost. Togekiss has a fairy type move, but then it's got the same psychic and shadow ball again, which we don't exactly need, so I might swap shadow ball for something else, or psychic for something else, depending on what I need to verse. So yeah, I think I could get rid of psychic, but I'm not too sure, because I do want a flying type on the Pokemon, because that will help me for the fighting type Pokemon. Even though Psychic's good against it, there is a Gallade, which I need to take down that Gallade somehow. So yeah, I guess Shadow Ball would be able to take it down pretty easily, so I'll have to try that. Then again, I feel like Swampert's Earthquake would do a lot of damage to them all, and then I can just heal and PP up after the battle. I mean, should be hopefully okay. I'm just hoping that none of them have any good moves against Swampert. I think Swampert's weak. I don't know if it's weak to ice, I forgot to check. I know it's weak to grass times 4, which is gonna suck, but then again, I don't think any of the Elite Four members have any Pokemon with a grass type move. Maybe the champion has a Venusaur, but I don't think it's gonna be anything worse than that, to be honest. And plus, if it's a Venusaur, I can easily use another Pokemon like Dewgong, just to use an ice type move, because that'll do a lot of damage as well. Okay, let's use Earthquake. So we should be around 20 EVs right now for Gible, which is okay. So yeah, I didn't know if I wanted to level up to evolve it first or to EV train it first. I might as well EV train it first because I'm also getting a little bit of XP, and I should be able to level up by the time it's done being EV trained, which I'm going to do once I cut it. But I actually think instead of cutting it, I'm going to end the video or cut the video like I do. However, I think I'm going to do the speed right after this, so then I can work on two things at once, and I think it'll be a little bit quicker. So I probably will do that, and plus I'm on a time limit right now, so I want to try and get 2 videos done. So if I try and do them both at the same time, it might help a little bit quicker, or it might go a little bit quicker, hopefully. Let's get another Earthquake off. Okay, so I think that's what I'm going to do. So once I've done 25 minutes in this area, I'm going to spend another 25 minutes in the speed area, just to get the speed done, and then I'm going to just off camera get speed and attack done for today. So that'll be 2 episodes, which will help a lot. And then I think after that I'm going to try and go for the legendary hunt. So I'll try and find 10 legendaries today. I'm not too sure which one I'm going to do today. I want to I want to try and do Deoxys, but I spent like an hour yesterday trying to find it, and I could not find it at all, so I might go for Palkia instead for the first one. I'm not too sure. It's a tricky one, and did Gible just get outsped by a level 10 Pokemon? Wow. Wow. Okay. So if we look at Gible's stats, I think it's good. No, I don't know if I want to do speed actually. Is speed a good thing to put on Gible? I'm gonna have to look up its base stats of a Garchomp, and after I've cut this, and I'll see what else I want to put on it, because speed would be good, especially with Dragon Dance, seeing as it increases its speed, I think, as well. That's Dragon Claw with Sword Dance. So it only knows Sword Dance. I think it can teach that and try and get it a Dragon Dance instead. I'm sure it can teach or learn Dragon Dance, which would be better. I think Dragon Dance increases speed and the attack, so hopefully we can do that. Because the Sword Dance only increases the attack, which Garchomp has really high attack anyway, so we want to try and increase its speeds more likely. Because it's still going to get outsped by a lot of Pokemon since it's really slow. Or it's a lot slower than the rest of the dragons compared to like Salamence. I think Hydreigon is faster because I think Hydreigon is even faster than Salamence, to be honest, so yeah. So this is one of the slowest dragon Pokemon, unfortunately, so gonna have to try and deal with it. Get Sword Dance, or Sword Edge. Stone Edge, not Sword. It's not. Whatever. So yeah, how much cash have I actually got now? I haven't got enough to try and check, see if I can learn it Dragon Dance. I don't know if it can learn Dragon Dance. I'll have to try and go to Garchomp and see if it'll learn it there, because yesterday I tried to look up what it could learn. I don't think it had any Dragon Dance, and I forgot to chat this entire time. Wow. So yeah, I spent like 15 minutes just not even paying attention to what I had off or on. That sucks. Oh, my eye. My eye just twitching like hell. Okay, we healed dry, didn't we? Let me check. Okay, we're healed. Let's go see how many EVs we have currently, and we'll get right back on to trying to grind out the rest of them, because that's going to take a while. 32 so far. So that seems about right for the PP of the moves. Usually when you're EV training, you think, okay, I'll use the usual move pull that I'm going to use. You usually want to try and EV train it before you get a move pull for it, I guess. Unless you're, it's a low level Pokemon and you need to level up. I still say it's worth EV training, because in the real Pokemon games you can't reset the EVs, except from the, I think it was Y, where they introduced those punching bags and to be able to reset stats. So in the previous games, you couldn't reset stats at all, I don't believe. So it took a lot longer to try and do it. But usually what you do is, or at least I know in Brick Bronze it works. I don't know if it works in the usual games, but you can, what's it called? You can use a XP share, and since the first Pokemon you usually have in your team is like level 100s, let's just say it's level 100s, you don't care about its EVs because it's your starter Pokemon usually, and you can't reset them. Or you can, but it'll just take a lot of BP, but let's just say it isn't, and it's probably not going to be worthwhile using it in the PvP scene. So, or you might have had D level 100 already if you train. So let's just say you're using level 100, if you got your XP share on, say you had Gible, and you try and get attack EVs. If you get battled Pokemon that give attack EVs with your first Pokemon, if you KO it, the rest of your team will get attack EVs if you have a XP share on. It doesn't work that way in Project Pokemon, unfortunately, so you have to EV train them all separately, which kind of sucks, but no, I mean, I don't know if I like the XP share option in Brick Bronze, but it's just going to be confusing if you try and train 5 Pokemon at the same time, or even 6 Pokemon at the same time, because if you lose track of one of them, you kind of just screwed up your whole team, because you might, say if you wanted to, you didn't want to do 252 EVs on attack, you only wanted to do half of that, so you could put the rest of them on different stats. If you forgot to calculate one time, then it's going to go over that, and you kind of screwed up your whole team already. So that's why I choose to don't do it. And plus I've only just got the XP share, so yeah, I think right now I'm in the middle of EV training Gallade, which I've been trying to EV train it for like the past week, just that I haven't really been doing it as much really. So yeah, it's gonna try and get back into the middle of that. I think I've only got 95 EVs on Gallade so far for attack. I've already done speed, but yeah, it's gonna take me a long time to try and get those. Almost, I think it's like 150 more I need to get on it. Or something almost close to 150. It's probably like 162 or something like that. But yeah, that's gonna suck to try and do that. So I'm not looking forward to it. Damn, we haven't found a Pokemon in a while. This is the only problem with Pokemon. You try and some areas you'll get instant battled every step, especially in caves where Zubats are in the real games. But sometimes you just don't find a Pokemon for ages, and this is what's happening right now. It sucks. I just want to find a Pokemon. Okay, it's your Dragon Claw. And I've got Hiccups, great. Just what I wanted. Oh. Hopefully that helps so I don't keep having to hiccup, because it's so annoying. Okay, Dragon Claw that. So we should be able to get to around, hopefully 60 or 50 EVs on Gible by the time we are going to cut the video, so hopefully we can get that done because it'll help a lot. And Absol. I actually can't remember if Absol gives me attack EVs, although since we just checked the EV guy, we didn't seem to have any other stats up, so I'm guessing Absol does give you attack EVs. Which, I don't know if it makes sense, I don't know what his stats are. I think usually that Pokemon that give EVs, then again, every Pokemon gives EVs. I think how it works is, or it might just be a random thing, but I think it works as, say you've got a Gible. I'm not too sure what Gible actually gives, but I think it's going to give attack EVs. The reason why I say that is because the highest stat that it has is attack. I think it works out the highest base stat that the Pokemon has that gives the EV for it. So I'm trying to think for another one. So Blissey, its highest HP, highest stat is HP. I'm sure it gives HP for EVs. Trying to think of some more. I actually can't think of any more. So yeah, but I think that's how it works. So most of these Pokemon up here will have really high attack rather than anything else. Or at least that's what I'm guessing. It might not be true, but it might be true for most of the Pokemon. But on some of them, where it just gets split, like Mamoswine gives, I think, 1 attack, 1 HP. Which maybe the HP and attack are very similar. So yeah, that's my guess on it at least. So hopefully, if that's the case, then it'll be a lot easier to try and EV train without having to look up Pokemon, because you usually should be able to tell what is the highest stat on the Pokemon. So for example, Gible's is easily attack, I know that much. There are a lot of Pokemon that I don't know, because I just pretty much haven't looked them up ever, because I don't exactly need to if I'm not going to use them. But for example, Hydreigon, I'm sure it has 102 base speed, which is just higher than Salamancer's. And I think it has around somewhere around 130 attack, so I think it'll give me attack EVs, which it does, because the prior evolutions do. So yeah, I'm sure it's around 130 attack. I'll have to look it up, because that could be pretty useful in a PvP scenario, which I might actually use for a PvP team, just to try and get rid of Salamence, because I've used Salamence for so long now, and it kind of gets boring to use the same Pokemon over and over again, to be honest. So yeah. Another problem with Hydreigon is, yeah, I like the side that it's a Dragon and Dark, but doesn't that mean it's weak to Bug unless Dragon cancels it out? It should be weak to Fighting, I believe. So it's got an extra weakness, which kind of sucks. So yeah, and plus it's 2 times weak to fairy, which a lot of people use fairy to try and take down dragons. So that sucks as well, since dark is also weak to fairy. But yeah, I don't know what to do about that. So I guess that's the reason why I don't exactly want to use a Hydreigon as much, because usually people that like to PvP battle and know how to PvP, usually they'll have a fairy type move in their team somewhere, just because a lot of people like to use dragon type Pokemon, which is fairly obvious since the Pokemon or people that I verse usually has a lot of legendary dragon types. So last guy I battled, I think, had a Dialga, 2 Palkias, a Giratina. So that's like most of his team already dragon right there, and I didn't even say what his last 2 were, and I can't remember what they are, so yeah, I can't remember what those were. I think he has a Groudon or something else, I'm not too sure, but usually people will think get the best legendaries possible, which usually are actually dragon type, which kind of sucks, but yeah, I mean, can't do anything about that right now, but yeah, that kind of makes people want to have a full dragon team, but then that means they're weak to ice and fairy right off the bat. Except from Dialga, which most people carry an earthquake on a Pokemon anyway. I mean, it makes sense, right? I mean, a lot of Pokemon that can learn earthquake will usually be the ones with stabs, so it's going to be extra damage, and it's going to be really good, so usually people carry around that. So I think that Swampert might be actually a good choice to use against dragon types, because it can use water type moves to try and get a burn on it if it's a physical dragon. It can use earthquake on Dialga. It can learn an ice type move, which will probably be ice punch to take down the dragons that are weak to ice. So yeah, it's a pretty overall good move, and plus it can learn a rock type move, which can take down things like Rayquaza since they're weak to rock. So yeah, I think that's a really good strategy to try and take down dragons, is probably Swampert. Although the only problem with Swampert is it's not very fast, so yeah. It's a little tanky, but not too tanky to where it's going to be able to sweep teams, but it'll be good for taking down 1 or 2 dragons, I believe. So yeah, I mean, once I've done the Nuzlocke challenge, I think I'm going to transfer all of the EV trained Pokemon over to my main account, just so I can use those in PvP battles rather than staying on this account and doing absolutely nothing, because they're not going to be doing anything. So yeah, it kind of sucks. I actually want to do a Nuzlocke challenge in Brick Bronze. The only problem is that I might do 4 episodes or 5 episodes, and that's pretty much the game done, because I've done everything on it so far. And because the updates are pretty long on that to bring out, because it takes a lot of time to build them and then script them, could take a while between episodes, which I'm not really wanting to do. So I think by the time you get to around the 6th gym, I think I'll start a PvP series, not a PvP, a Brick Bronze, a Nuzlocke challenge series on the Brick Bronze game on this account, just because by the time I get to the 6th gym, it should have brought out the 7th gym, and hopefully the 8th gym, and then once I beat the 8th gym, I don't think it'll be too long before the Elite Four is brought out. I mean, it could take a while, but it just depends, so it could be a long time before I actually start doing a Nuzlocke challenge on that. But anyway, let's go check out the EVs that we have on Gible in these 25 minutes, and hopefully we could make some good progress, because it's going to take me a long time to just finish it off. Let's check. 61, I'll take that. So anyway guys, I'm going to cut here. I'm going to save it just in case I disconnect. I'm going to cut the video here, so I'll see you guys in a minute. And we're back. So as you can see, we'll need 6. Wait, no. 3. So there's no point in me even trying to save some out, because what I usually do, if you didn't know, is I like to save like maybe 10 EVs, just so it's not like a 30-second segment of me just saying, hey, look, it's done, and the end. So yeah, although I didn't know that we only had 3 to do, so I kind of went a little bit overboard in doing it. So I guess let's just go get these last 3, which we could potentially get in just 2 Pokemon if we get a mature, because it's a secondary evolutionary Pokemon. But no, we got Axew, great. Oh yeah, and we also evolved Gible, which I should probably mention too. We evolved Gible, and I was right, it is actually Gabite. So not after not remembering what Gible's evolutionary name is, finally did it after so long, so at least I know it now. Even though it doesn't really hold a purpose, because who uses the second evolutions? They usually just use Garchomp, not a Gabite. Same with Dino and Zwellius, you usually just use Hydreigon. So yeah, usually I'd say the middle evolutions for Pokemon is the most forgotten, just because you usually catch Pokemon in the first evolution, and then you just try and train them until it's the last evolution, which makes sense, to be honest. I mean, you wouldn't really stop at the second evolution unless they have a really good ability, which I don't think that many Pokemon have. So yeah, I guess Vigoroth, which is Slaking's prior evolution, is decent, because Slaking's ability is kind of bad, and I'm sure it only makes it attack either every 1 in 2 turns, or it can't attack for a few turns once it's thrown out, so that kind of sucks. But anyway, let's go have a look at the EVs. I'm sure we've done now for attack. So next episode we're going to focus on speed, which I've already started. So next episode you'll see that I actually started speed before, and I actually just remembered this, but so next episode you'll see that I had like 62 attack EVs, because I did this part of the video beforehand, that I just did the speed one directly after. Oh, the server bugged out, and the save didn't work, and you couldn't save because there was no save button, so that means I had to restart it all again. So yeah, that's always great. But anyway guys, I'm gonna leave this here. I'll see you guys in the next episode, where I'll be doing the speed. So anyway guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a comment, tell me what we're going to play in Roblox, including Project Pokemon, and like always, I will see you guys next time.